if you're going to college because you want to improve your livelihood and you're making music now, or you're just getting going on music and you know it's a passion, something that you want to do.
Yeah, let's move on to Jordan's second question. Thanks for this great question, Jordan.
Shout out to Jordan.
We got a second one from him. He's saying he wants to make music his full-time job someday. And he's, he's in school right now, and he's wondering, should he, would it be wise to study music and audio production as his major, or should he learn to go make music on his own and go for school to something with a more guaranteed income as a backup plan? And he's also, asking about, he's about to join Producer Dojo and wondering if a music degree would also, be helpful for him to be a full-time musician.
All right, here's what I'm going to say, right? I spent $40K-ish on schooling. Let's divide that. That's like $10K a year, right? Let's divide that by 52 weeks. So that's $192. Is my math correct here?
Sounds right.
Let's say just under $200 a week to invest in yourself. Okay, every 2 weeks that's $400. Every month that's $800. Name me one mid-tier person in the world that would not mentor you at least a couple times a month for $800. And an hour sesh a week for $100 with somebody is half of that. You will spend $20K in 4 years instead of 40, not even counting all the bullshit outside of tuition, right? Producer Dojo, $1K a year. Look at who the fuck's in Producer Dojo.
And it's actually even less to get on it's only $600 a year to get on the initial membership. Like the dojo membership is only $600 a year.
That's less than 1 month of $40K split over, your whole like college career weekly, right? That's for 1 month. Dude, and now get yourself Producer Dojo. And then you hit up fucking legends like Rip Kenny. You hit up fucking, I don't care who your favorite dubstep dude is. You can hit them up and be like, mentor me for $100 an hour, and they'll do it. And so to me, give that money to a bunch of boomers that don't know what the fuck they're doing and have no catalog of music of their own that's respectable. Or literally just reach out to whatever like mid-tier artist you look up to and just be like, hey, I'm really serious about getting mentored by you. What's your rate? Reach out to your 10 favorite people. I guarantee you one will get back to you. If you're shooting within the right realm, like don't fucking reach out to Skrillex, Zomboy, fucking that league of people.
Speaking of what 2020 is doing to music, none of those people are currently touring.
Exactly.
And if you offer to give them $100 a week, I bet they would be okay with it.
And here's the thing too.
Yeah.
Here's the thing too. When you're creating these connections as well, don't see this as you're in, but don't see this as like purely business transactional. Every single person I've mentored with, and maybe, not all of them I keep up with, but a large percentage of people I've studied from, I approach it from the perspective of, you're cool, I could be your friend. I could see that because we connect personality-wise. We make the same music. I know I'm coming out of the blue, but here, let me put some food on your table. Here, let me make sure you got a roof over your head next month. And let's fucking chop it up for an hour. Let's just kick it. I'm not going to blast you with questions. I'll ask you some stuff, but let's keep it casual. Because that person, if they know you're chill, is going to be like, hey, man, next lesson, just hit me up on my phone and let me know what time works for you. Now you got their number. Now you guys are texting. Maybe they send you something. You're like, oh, cool. All right. Well, I saw this thing they might be into. Let me send it to them. That's how these relationships start. Don't view this as purely transactional. You can come at it from a friendship standpoint and actually connect with this person if you view the money aspect of it just as like, all right, you're my boy, you're my girl, whatever. You're taking care of me. Let me make sure you got a little something for yourself, whether that's luxury or whether that's paying for essentials. And that will get you much better connections than most music schools will, especially with these online programs. Do not pay for any online bullshit. If anything, the real benefit of going to one of these overpriced boomer run schools nowadays is to maybe meet some of the higher up, also boomer connections that have 20 years game in the music industry or whatever that can help you out. But overall, with where we're at in the current landscape, it is not worth it to blow that money. You could save yourself 20, 30K, come out with way better connections if you're proactive about it. That being said, depending on what you're studying, and I would still argue for music, this is not the case. If 40K is worth someone cracking the whip for you to meet your deadlines and for you to struggle fuck through sleeping 3 hours a night for months to ace this shit because it's gonna pay off, then yeah, definitely worth it to have someone cracking the whip, because humans are lazy pieces of shit. And don't you ever forget that. So that money, if it will help you improve, is worth it. But if you're not guaranteed to make money off music, and this is coming from somebody, you know, who hates to admit that shit, you're not going to make money coming out of music school just because you got a paper saying, I know how to plug in an XLR. But you can make money if you can actually help out another artist. Invest in yourself. Take some time to take and I'm dead serious about this, take a 2-hour walk with yourself, no distractions, no bullshit, and ask yourself, if I had this 40K, if I was setting aside 10K a year, even 5K a year, and I know that's a fuck ton of money, let's say 2.5 or 2 or 1, how would you invest that 1? And if you take some time to really think about it, you can make that 1K 10x its value. And for 4K, you can get a college experience. And fuck, if you got the 40K, you can get anybody on your side. Just be smart about it and reach out to the right people. And that's all I got to say on that.
Yeah. I mean, I wholeheartedly agree. I don't think that it's really worth it nowadays. Dude, and 40K, that's a cheap college experience. Most people have to pay more than that. So
mine was over, but yeah.
Like let's even ratchet the stakes up on that number a little bit, just so we're being transparent. But really, like, if you're going to college because you want to improve your livelihood and you're making music now, or you're just getting going on music and you know it's a passion, something that you want to do, being able to go to college and get a degree in something that you know is going to pay well, that you know you could land at a good spot with a comfortable job, that you could work 40 hours a week and come home and be able to feed your family or feed yourself or whatever your situation is. If you can make the money that you need to live and have a little extra because you went to college and got a degree in something that pays well, or that maybe even like science or some shit that you're really actually interested in, and you can get a good job from that, you're going to be able to spend your extra time working on music that is your own, that you're trying to push, and you're going to have the disposable income to actually advertise or invest in learning or invest in tools,
or not suffer
and have all of the things that you need to actually be able to be successful in this. Because yeah, really, I mean, like, the thing is, you assume in your head that like going to get a music degree at college is going to be basically a way to learn all of the ancillary things about music and direct things about music that you want to learn, and then you're going to come out with all this knowledge. Really, what that's going to look like is you're taking Intro to Jazz 101, you're taking Intro to Classical Music 102, you're taking Chords and Scales 103, and you're disgusting. Like learning some stuff, and then you've got like all your
got recess in between and shit.
But you, for the most part, no, you're not going to make fucking bangers 102 every day. Like, no one, you're not going to that class unless you're at like like, I don't even know. Icon, do they do that? I have no idea. But like,
Man,
They'd be a
Yeah.
better bet than a lot of places.
the best
their tuition's
option
going
doesn't
up
have-
though.
The best
Mhm.
option doesn't have that class. The best option
No.
doesn't have how to make the best music of your life 101. It just doesn't. And so you are going to feel like, fuck, I have to study for my history of classical composers class because I have a final, and I have to do my master thesis for why blues and jazz are really the same thing but different, and
Yeah,
how
there's
to
no-
rock and roll. And you're gonna be like, holy fuck, I thought I was doing music.
I thought I
haven't
was
made a
6
song.
Serum Yoinks 101.
I haven't written a single song in months because I've been studying for all these fucking classes I don't give a shit about.
Yeah, but do you know a bunch of random shit now? So
That's my
okay.
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
too, go for it. And I got a point. I just want to end it off
Yeah, go
because me and Jordan had a session this month.
All right, man. I think that the main thing is like, what do you want out of it? Like, what do you want out of your degree at all? Like, are you going to school so you can get employment that is going to be steady and reliable and get you a set amount of money every month? If so, just don't do music, man. Like, just for real, like, don't. And if I can convince you to not do music with that, then you didn't belong there. And if I can't, good, you passed the test.
True.
But now still think, why am I going to school? Are you just out here trying to make the most innovative left field bass music that you can? There isn't, like what Kenny's saying, there isn't a college class for that anywhere.
Mhm.
If you are like, well, my dream is to be an engineer in big studios running all of the gear and knowing exactly how every component of an SSL board works and how to set up the preamps and the all the hardware components and make sure everything's wired right, and so that when fucking Dr. Dre walks in the room with Justin Bieber, they have a fucking amazing studio experience and I'll get a good paycheck off of that. There are schools that can teach you that shit, that have those rooms full of huge, amazing studio setups. Like, I've been to, my friend was going to Musicians Institute for Engineering in Hollywood, and they had all those rooms. You could go check out all of those amazing microphones, and you could do A/B tests on which microphones sounded better on different people's voices. And you have another thing is, going to those schools, you're going to be in the mix in class with a bunch of people that are also looking to do that shit. And now you have a Rolodex, you have connections, you have people, they're going to be working at that studio and you're going to be working at this studio, and you're going to be sharing tips and contacts and things. Like, it's networking. So there's reasons that it could be a good idea, but know why you want to be there. And really, if you want to be a musician, you're going to need to know how to do more than music. There's so many other things. You're going to need to know at least a few of the following things, like marketing, video editing, Photoshop, social media. Like, there's so many other things that you could learn and spend money on learning that will really help you in the music industry. One, because you won't have to pay for Photoshop yourself. And two, because then all your musician buddies are going to know that you're the person that makes dope Photoshop, and they're going to pay you, and that's going to keep the lights in the studio on while you're making your next banger that you learned how to do because you actually sought out the people that know how to do what you want to do. You showed up at Producer Dojo and got all the basics down and figured out how to just operate your DAW and get a good workflow and all that shit. And then you took all of the money you saved by not going to Full Sail or whatever, and then you're like, all right, well, I'm gonna hire Il Gates for a lesson. I'm gonna hire Mr. Bill for a lesson. I'm gonna reach out to some of these other artists I really like and see which ones are down to let me give them money to teach me some of their secrets. And, like we're saying, like, that's the way you get it out of it, by intentionally knowing what you want out of it and investing wisely.
Facts. Yeah, I'm going to just say also, do not get it twisted. People will give you the info, but will not tell you how to make money from it. And so Don't go to school asking some guy with no side hustle that gets a paycheck weekly or bi-weekly what he thinks or what she thinks you should do to structure your business to make it as an independent artist. They don't have a fucking clue. And so if you could pay a fraction of that to talk to somebody who knows the entrepreneurial side of it and they know at least some business smarts to figure out how to take everything in their noggin and make it into physical money to help them survive and feed their family, then, you know, you really got to ask yourself, where is the value being overpriced? I'm a bit biased away from schools personally, because I think a lot of these systems are outdated and a lot of them are riding on the prestige of what people think they are. But it's a whole shit show out there. Here's what I'm going to say, Jordan. We had a session this month and you're a good guy and you seem pretty into this. Here's what I'm going to say before you make this decision further. Dead serious about that 2-hour walk. Get outside, get some peace for yourself, think about it. But before you make any investment, because the one thing I would say school is worth, not for every field, but for 99%, is having somebody cracking that whip and making you get shit done. What I'm going to say is take $50, go find a book on behavior change. Charles Duhigg, Power of Habit is great. And don't just read that shit. Ask yourself, how the fuck do I set up the world around me to make it optimal for me to do this? Like, if you're coming home and dicking around and watching TV, you don't need to pay $40K for somebody to tell you stop watching TV and go do this shit. How about unplug the TV and unplug any device that you'd want to use, and don't turn on Netflix unless you know the name of the show you're going to watch. And also have your music laptop open with your interface and all that shit already comfy to go. Give yourself a snack or some shit so you don't got to get up, right? Like, if you got a couch facing the TV, turn it the other way and set up a little desk with the laptop on it. Optimize your environment to make it easier for you to do the right things, because we can be pieces of shit and we're going to fall into the path of least resistance. And you know, it's one thing when you have willpower to go make music, but when you don't, people come and they're like, I don't have motivation. And it's like, yeah, no kidding. You should have used yesterday's motivation to turn your couch around and to make it harder for you to dick around and watch TV. And now you would have gotten something done today. So use those bursts of energy and motivation and look up on behavior change, because as stupid as humans are, we just need to be tricked into being productive. And if you can get that aspect down and find yourself a mentor, get in Producer Dojo. As unbiased as I can be, it was life-changing for me. Get in with a community like that. Get yourself a mentor and be on your ass about your personal habits. And with that, you're unstoppable. You really don't need some boomer institute to give you a piece of paper to say you're certified in fucking XLR cables. And you're a smart dude. I know you could do it.
I like it. What's up, humans? It's Luke, your friendly neighborhood trap Jesus. Thanks so much for watching the podcast, checking out our videos. We truly appreciate you. So, Rip Kenny, Tesco, and myself got you a gift. We made you a free sample pack. It's got basses, it's got FX, it's got crazy percussion and Foley sounds, and it's free. It's all yours. Just click the link in the description below. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe, hit that like button, and share this with your friends. We appreciate you. Peace out and peace among worlds.